So I thought I'd make a little video for those of you that bought the Sondors Lx and want to have puncture-proof tires. So I went out and I bought the Tuffy fat tire liners. This is the size I bought. They're the 4X teals. This is what they look like. They just come in a roll. I already did one tire and I thought, well, what the hell? I'll show you guys how to do it. So I bought those. And then I went to Tannus. And from Tannus, I bought the Tannus bundle. So here's that. And somehow I ended up with Presta valves. I didn't want Presta. I wanted Schrader, so I'm buying the adapters. And Walmart carries them, so it's no big deal. They're $2. So it's Tannus Armour bundle. It's the same price with or without tubes. I think it was $150. Can't remember right offhand. Ordered directly from Tannus Armour. So I'll be putting in my Tannus Armour and new tubes. So down here, I got one tire down over here. It's just waiting for those valves so I can fill it up. So this is a Tannus Armour, how they come in a box. And with Tannus Armour, you also get the tubes. Whether you want them or not, you pay for them, so they send them. So, and as you can see, this is a Presta valve, so whatever. Alright, so I'm going to try and show you how to do this, and we'll see how that works out. So I kind of already started. Basically, you're going to remove one side of your tire from the rim. So just pop the bead off one side. You don't have to do both sides, just one. And then take out your inner tubes. So first take the valve out. Most people know about that. My old tubes are already bagged and ready to go. I should say my brand new tubes. These are the originals. I haven't even ridden this bike yet, so I want it done and I want to just do it right away. So once you got your tubes out, all you have is a tire sitting on one side of the rim. The other side is off the bead. See that? All like that. Then you're going to insert your fat tire liners made by Mr. Tuffy. And if I remember correctly, it cost me around $200 to do everything. So this stuff's pretty simple. Just kind of shove it in the tire and walk it around. It's kind of hard to do with one hand, but that's all you're really doing. Just shove it in there for now. I'm going to unroll it. Just kind of unroll it around the tire was what I found was easiest. They said to go ahead and, when you're finished, go ahead and overlap it. It's not a big deal. So I'm just going to keep shoving this into the tire. This one-handed thing is rough. Make sure you get the gist of it. Pretty simple. And there you go. When you get to the end, which is where I'm at here, you just notice they'll just overlap. You don't have to cut it off. It's fine to just leave it inside the tire overlapped. You can see how it just kind of sits in there. I'll show you. Get my finger out of the way. And then these will just push back. Sorry about that. These will just push back against the back side of your tire. The outside, I guess. So just go through and push them back. Try and kind of center them in there. They don't have to be perfect. And show you kind of in there how they look. See, they just kind of push in. As you put more stuff in, they'll hold them, I promise. So that's the first step. Then from there, we're going to put in our Tannus Armour. So we get that out from under the bench here. Kind of looks funny the way it comes. It's kind of all wrinkled up and interesting, but whatever. So I'll pull this, uncover it. throw that out of the way. And then you just try and spread this apart with one hand. Kind of just unrolls, unfolds, whatever. Alright, I'm going to put the camera down. Hold on. And once you get it all unfolded, this is kind of what it looks like. It's kind of crazy looking. Whatever. So this part's really hard with one hand. But basically all you're going to do is take it and stick one end inside. Bummer. So basically you're just going to stick it in like that. And then you're just going to go around and continue to push it inside your tire. Right now it kind of looks like this. And it looks like it's too small, but it really isn't. It just kind of makes you wonder. Just go around and push these in. They stretch really well. You can see that. It looks a little tight right here, but you just go around and put your hand in there and press them into place. Two hands is much better, but pretty much that's all you're doing is just pushing it down inside there, okay? Alright, so we have our Tannus armor in, but it's only in one side. Okay, our other liner is still right here behind it. See this? I don't know how well you can see that. So this liner's just going to lay down as soon as we put the tube in. And then we've got this all hooked up like this. Okay? The end, it seems a little harder to put in. Just kind of stick your fist in the hole right there and push, and it will go in, I promise. Alright. So the next step is to put our tube in. So here's our tube with our lovely Presta valve, which I'm going to go ahead and take this off. And you always want to start with your valve first. So my hole's over there, so I'm going to spin this sucker around. This is a two-hander. I can't hold the camera, so I'll do it and then show you what I've done. Hold on. So it definitely takes two hands. I got it kind of laid here. All I have in is the Presta valve. If you put your hands inside here, you have to pull the lower Tannus out of the way, and then you can stick your valve directly in. Once that's in, go ahead and, if you have a Schrader, you don't have to do this, but to press the valve, you have to put this washer on, or nut. So just go ahead and get that spun on there. Just helps hold it in place more than anything. Alright. And then we're just going to stick our tube in the rest of the way around. They say it's easier if you put air in it. I think it's easier not to. So I think it's a personal preference. I'm going to put mine in without air. So I'm just going to go along and stick my tube inside my Tannus armor. And dropping the phone is not helping you guys now, is it? Just kind of push it back in there, and you can kind of see what I'm doing. You don't want your tube twisted or anything, so make sure you're paying attention to how you're putting it in, and that you're shoving it in flat. Bring it around your frame, your rim. Again, one-handed isn't the easiest thing, but it works. I can show you better. And just keep going around till you get it all the way in. And that should be your pretty much almost finished product. You've got your inner tubes in here, and behind this you have your Tuffy liner, which once you put air in this, you just kind of pull this up a little bit, it'll line it right up. And once we have our Schrader valve adapters, we'll put some air in these and tuck them in the rest of the way. It's very simple from here. You're just gonna put your air in and start tucking everything inside the tire, which you could really do now, I guess, but it's easier to make sure your tube is right if you wait. Once you got air in your tube, you just put 2 or 3 pumps of air into it, and then tuck your Tannus armour in. Sorry, Tannus armour. Tuck your Tannus armour in, and from there, make sure your fat tire liners are lined up, and then put air to it, or tuck your tire in, obviously, into your rim again, like so. You know, get it all beaded and put some air in it, and you're done. It's not that hard to do. I thought it would be super hard. Probably cost me $200 to do both tires, and pretty much with the Mr. Tuffy fat tire protectors and the Tannus armor protectors and new I think we all get tongue-tied when we try to make a video. And new tubes. It's just too much armor there to really do anything. You're going to be out having a great time, and you're not going to have to worry about your tires. Nice thing about the Tannus armor also is if you do get a flat tire somehow or bust a tube, you can still ride home on that Tannus armor. You're not going to be stuck out in the mountains somewhere, in the desert, wherever you are riding, having a great time. So this is where we're at, and basically once we put air into the tube, we will tuck everything inside the rim. Make sure your liner is lined up against your Tannus and that your tube is straight. Just put a couple pumps of air in it, get everything lined up nice and neat, and then bead your tire back onto your rim and put air in them, and you're set to go, and you should be able to be out adventuring, having a great time, and never worry about having a flat tire. Because even if somehow you do get a flat tire, remember with Tannus armor and all of this lovely stuff, you could just ride home on the Tannus armor. You've still got tire. It's not like there's nothing there. It won't be completely flat. Tannus armor will actually hold your tire up, and you can get back. It's not good for long-term riding, but it will definitely get you back to your truck. So I hope y'all are enjoying your Sondors Lx's, and I'll be posting a video on what I think of that once I get it all finished. Again, this is where we're at. We're going to add some air, a little bit of air to the tubes when our adapters get here, and then we're going to tuck in everything into the tire, the rim, and then bead that tire and put some more air to it, and we'll be good to go. So I hope this helps somebody out there, and go out there and adventure. Have a great time.